Hello. We are reviewing the 324 biblical prophecies that prove Jesus is the Messiah. You're watching the Halachgoy channel on YouTube. I'm a Halachgoy, and you can be one too. Prophecy number 3. The Messiah will bruise Satan's head. This prophecy is found in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 15b. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. This prophecy is fulfilled in the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 14. For as much as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also likewise took part in the same, that through death he might destroy him that has power of death, that is, the devil. Well, looking at this, it's saying that Jesus, or the Messiah, or Jesus, is going to destroy the devil. If I look at what it actually says in the verse 15 of chapter 3 of Genesis, it indicates that this offspring is going to bruise the head of the snake, and the snake afterwards, or as part of an ongoing activity, will bruise the offspring's heel, the offspring's feet. It doesn't sound like, I don't see anything in this prophecy that says that the devil will be destroyed. That's assuming that the devil is the snake, and there's a lot of people that would question, a snake is a snake, the devil is a devil. It's not necessarily the same thing. So I start to wonder, what exactly is this snake that was tempting Eve in the garden, caused problems for Eve and caused problems for Adam, and got God all upset. Eve points a finger at the snake, says it's all the snake's fault, and God punishes the snake, almost validating Eve's complaint. So who is this snake? Could it be that one snake existed in the garden that is the forefather for all the snakes that exist? There are many, many different species of snake. I don't know exactly how creation science operates in this area, if there's one general category and they can kind of branch off into different species. I'm not sure. I just kind of wonder, the snake being intellectual, being very crafty, being able to cause Eve to sin or entice her. What exactly is a snake? Can we identify which species it is? The same way we can try to identify what species of tree the knowledge of good and evil and life, what was all about. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any speculation to that, but yeah, I don't know. So I'm looking at other possible explanations of what could cause a person to sin, or what could cause a person to be enticed to sin. I looked at the book of James in the New Testament, chapter 1, verse 14. Each one is tempted when by his own evil desire he is dragged away and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. When it is full grown, that gives birth to death. Now, I'm not going to admit to reading the Zohar's commentary on the book of Genesis, but I've heard it's possible that there's correlation in what James is talking about. Maybe James had access to it. I don't know. It almost sounds like something called the evil desire drags a person away, causes a conception to occur, and that conception brings death. So I would propose that maybe something like this is going on in the Garden of Eden. James is maybe understood something. The snake might be symbolic of a person's evil inclination, of their evil desire, of the fleshly realm. I kind of shy away from the word evil. I know that there's different aspects to who a person is. There is the mind, there is the intellect, the spiritual aspect of a person, and then there's the fleshly aspect. In Christianity, that tends to be viewed as good and evil. God created everyone, and God created all of who you are. There is a struggle that goes on between those two parts. It doesn't necessarily indicate that you should try to get rid of your flesh, but it's definitely a struggle. It's continuing. In the book of Romans, Paul writes, "I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do, but what I do, what I hate to do." There's a struggle. Things are out of harmony with each other within the human psyche. We want to go up to God, and yet if we ignore our needs as people, we're not gonna go very far. You need both. The snake went out of whack. The snake took over the spiritual, lofty spiritual side of Eve, and wasn't supposed to be in control of the head. Eve wound up following the snake, and the spirit is not supposed to follow the flesh. The flesh is supposed to support the spirit and follow the need of the spiritual aspect of the person, not the other way around. The snake took control. God intervened and said, "You're not going to be able to be in control." You took away the power of speech, took away the ability to walk, to stand upright, took away the ability to take control of the head, the spiritual aspect of the person. But it continues to have control over our flesh, and especially where we walk, what we do with our life, our daily activities. The offspring of Eve is referring to the spiritual aspect of a person who is above, who is connecting with God. And the snake is in control of the heel, in control of your daily walk. And the goal of all major religions, of all worthwhile philosophies and psychologies, is to bring these different aspects of the self into some kind of harmony, into some kind of proper alignment, so you can function well. And I believe that is the prophecy, and I believe that prophecy, as we come closer to the days of the Messiah, and godliness is brought more out into the forefront, we're going to see an improvement in how we function as human beings, and we'll see a harmony amongst ourselves, within ourselves. The next prophecy we're going to be looking at is from the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verses 26 and 27. The God of Shem will be the son of Shem. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.